Welcome back. Well, today we have the headlines that maybe we were hoping we were going to get. Well, it's not over yet. It's just been a long series of court battles in Pennsylvania. And JW.org is fighting tooth and nail not to deliver over the records regarding the CSA battles that are going on. So here's what's happening. We'll pull up the screen. This is new news. This is February the 18th, 2024. The Pennsylvania courts weigh whether Jehovah's Witness elders must report confessed child abuse. So this went to the org. They're fighting this. They brought it all the way up to the Supreme Court. From the Commonwealth Court, they want a decision. They want to be classified as clergy. So, because in the state of Pennsylvania, there is an existing clergy law, although in 2013, Child Protection Services, they have a ruling that says everyone must report. Everyone must report. So there's still that clergy privilege there. Jehovah's Witnesses want to be a part of it. Here's the news. Harrisburg, after the Commonwealth Court of Pennsylvania dismissed a petition from a group of Jehovah's Witnesses nearly 2 years ago, which argued the confidentiality of their confessions shielded them from being mandatory reporters of child abuse, the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania overruled their colleagues and decided the Commonwealth Court must re-examine the action. So that's where it's at in a nutshell. They brought it all the way up the chain, motion after motion after motion, arguing that they should be exempt, just like the Catholic priests. And how do they spell it out? Well, for those of you that are on this channel that are Jehovah's Witnesses or ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, here it is. Here's how they want to look, and here's how they're presenting themselves in court. Now, the appellant is the congregation of approximately 140 individuals in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So they're showing it as the whole congregation. So I wonder if the congregation knows this is how they're being represented in court. And if this congregation is represented that way, then all the other congregations are represented this way. So let's read it. Here's what they say. And this is what's put out there by the JW lawyers. They want to mirror the Catholic Church. Listen in. It says these 140 individuals in Pennsylvania in this congregation who follow the tenets of the Jehovah's Witness religion. Every Jehovah's Witness congregation is led by a body of elders, which consists of a group of 5 to 7 volunteers. The elders are authorized to hear and respond to a congregant's confession of sin and, under their beliefs, are obliged to maintain the confidentiality of confessions. According to the appellant, the Jehovah's Witnesses, its elders may receive confessions involving child abuse, which would implicate the mandatory reporting requirements of Child Protective Services Law, CPSL, said. And specifically, the CPSL identifies certain individuals who are deemed to be mandated reporters. Mandated reporters are required to make a report of suspected child abuse to the Commonwealth's Department of Human Services if they have reasonable cause to suspect that a child has been a victim of abuse. In addition to doctors and school employees, the list of mandated reporters includes a clergyman, priest, rabbi, minister, Christian Science practitioner, religious healer, or spiritual leader of any regular established church or any other religious organization. Under Section 319 of the CPSL, mandated reporters who fail to report a case of suspected child abuse are subject to criminal penalties. Furthermore, This section of the CPSL specifies otherwise privileged communication between a mandated reporter and a patient, client, or mandated reporter are not privileged if they involve child abuse. And our mandated reporter is not relieved of the duty to make a report of the suspected child abuse. However, Section 6311.1b, okay, so the however, here's the however. This is what they're fighting for. There's this one little part. So pretty much everything has to be reported as of 2013. This is being revised. They want schools, everyone reporting, even ministers. But however, Section 6311.1b of the Child Protection Law, which often is referred to as the clergyman privilege, specified that confidential communications made to a member of the clergy are protected pursuant to Section 5943 of the Judicial Code. So that statute says, no clergyman, priest, rabbi, or minister of the gospel of any regularly established church or religious organization except clergymen or ministers who are self-ordained, who are members of religious organizations, and which members other than the leaders thereof are deemed clergy or ministers, and who, while in the course of his duties has acquired information from any person secretly and in the confidence, shall be compelled or allowed without consent of such a person to disclose that information in any legal proceeding, trial, or investigation before any government and unit. So that's the big fight, folks. This is what Jehovah's Witnesses want to be. They want to be clergy. Now, we're going to look at this again here through the eyes of this article. Let's see how this blows up. This is the, I'm going to reread this. And this is through the law office. It's a very short, Ivy Hill Congregation versus Commonwealth. So Justice Todd, writing for the Supreme Court, held that the Commonwealth Court, in dismissing a petition filed by Jehovah's Witnesses under the Declaratory Judgments Act, violated the coordinates jurisdiction rule. Hence, the Commonwealth's court order was vacated and the matter remanded to that court for further proceeding consistent with the opinion. Now, the declaratory judgment action indicated that the elders received confessions which may involve child abuse, which would implicate mandatory reporting requirements of the Child Protection Services Law. The individuals may be deemed to be mandatory reporters. Mandatory reporters include clergymen and other religious organizations. Otherwise, privileged communications between mandatory reporters and patient or client are not privileged if they involve child abuse. However, no clergyman who, during the course of his duties, acquire information secretly and in confidence shall be compelled to disclose that information in any legal proceeding, trial, or investigation. Here, the Jehovah's Witnesses sought a declaration and its elders were protected under this ruling, and they did not need to report. In a complicated procedural history, the Commonwealth Court ordered the applicant's petition for review and motion for summary judgments were dismissed for lack of jurisdiction. And in the present appeal, the appellant argued, the JWs argued, that the Commonwealth Court erred in holding it did not have jurisdiction. And the court said the appellant, the JWs, is not entitled to relief on the lack of jurisdictional claim. However, it was claimed that the court violated the coordinate jurisdiction rule and the law of the case doctrine. And the Supreme Court vacated the lower court order dismissing the petition and its motion for summary and release. So you see, the higher court dismissed it. This all went up the ladder. They wanted to be part of it. The lower court said, no, we don't think you're part of this clergy penitent thing. So now the court's determinations that the JWs, the appellant, did not have a standing and that a grant of declaratory relief would not terminate the controversy. So they were looking for something to terminate this and put it to rest. So the court's saying, no, it's not terminated. It still violates the coordinate jurisdiction rule. So this still has to go back to court, but it's going to go back down to the Commonwealth Court. So it's not over, folks. It's just beginning. And it goes to show it's good that we do these news articles because it shows the audience where their contributions go and what they're fighting for. They're fighting for the right to hide the CSA. They don't want to report it. There's laws in the country that says everyone should report it, but they're saying no. We're like the clergy. So the next part here, we're going to take a look at the clergy, the Catholics, and we're going to see what it means to be like the clergy. Do they have any special training when it comes to situations like this? Well, let's take a look. Okay, one of my biggest arguments with the Jehovah's Witness religion, if you're a clergy, if you're an elder, and if your son wants to go to university or college or something, you will be deleted as a clergy, as an elder, for the higher education. You're not allowed to promote higher education. So therefore, all of the elder bodies are not college degrees, no university, no training. Let's take a look at what it takes to be a Catholic minister. What is seminary? What is it? How to become a priest? 7 steps. Here's a quick. They say God called them to this. See if you meet it. You must be a man. You must be 25 years old. You must be baptized. You must have undertaken confirmation. You must be unmarried. You must not have gone through a divorce, or you must annul your marriage if you're separated. And 2 years must pass after becoming a widower, allowing time for mourning. Okay. Analyze your faith. See if the priesthood's right for you. Pray, participate, seek, get involved, they're saying. 3, get involved in your local church or parish. Number 4, attend college. Here's the higher education. It says attending college is optional to becoming a priest, but it's highly recommended. You'll need to attend seminary at some point, and having a bachelor's degree could make your acceptance into seminary much easier. And if you take relevant classes during college, you can shorten the length of time you'll have to spend in the seminary. Getting a philosophy or a theology degree will help you greatly, but any bachelor's degree will be a good display of your dedication and perseverance, which can help you get into the seminary. In your time in college, it's a great opportunity to get involved with campus ministries, and they talk about some of that. So college. Now, number 5, apply and attend the Catholic seminary or graduate school. Once you get your college degree or accrue enough first-hand experience, you must apply to a good seminary school through your diocese or religious order. And seminary training is essential for engaging in theological discussions needed for understanding priesthood and preparing for life services. Folks, this is nothing like they talk about these elder schools. Elder schools are like small assemblies, and they discuss the Elders Book. Now, on our channel, we've discussed the Elders Book inside and out. It's a book of rules. It's where 3 elders get together and bully the individual into confession. There's no such thing where an individual they might confess to an elder, but then that elder says, hold on a minute, he runs and gets another elder, he involves another person. So the young child that's trying to confess, maybe it's trying to confess about some of these other elders that are touching her. Who knows? But it confesses. You see, that's not how it works in the Jehovah's Witness world. There's no private confession. It's nothing like the Catholic priests where they have this little private confession. And these guys are trained. Now, granted, they have all kinds of problems in their religion, and I'm not endorsing any religion, but I'm just showing the difference. If they want to be like the Catholics, then why aren't they? Why aren't they getting education? Why are they deleting elders if their kids go to higher education, right? Well, here's what you learn at higher education. Some of the topics are emotional well-being. I think that would be important as a leader in a congregation to know the emotional well-being of your congregants. Physical health, I think that would be important. broad knowledge of the doctrine. Of course, every religion's going to have that. So become an ordained deacon. You're still not there yet. You have to get all this training. Number 6, you have to be called by a holy order to serve as one. So to become a priest, you must stay in this position for at least 6 months. So it's kind of like you get tried out for 6 months. Nothing like that in the JW religion. In fact, you could be a ministerial servant at 18 years old. You could be serving as an elder in your early 20s. No training at all. No higher education at all, because it's not allowed. All you really know is about 4 or 5 scriptures, and if you pioneer, you go to door, and you don't even know the Bible. You don't even know the history. So they want to be treated like these other ministers, theologians out there. Then they have to step up their game. They're going to have to become like them. Number 7, receive your orders and enter your priesthood. Different countries have varying traditions. You see, to become a priest, it's a long process. Long process. To become an elder, overnight. In fact, individuals with hidden pedophilia could become an elder overnight. There's no criminal checks or anything. No checks if that guy had break and enter problems, anything like that. I guarantee in the Catholic Church there is. Well, folks, that's kind of all I have to say on this subject. It's interesting what's going on in Pennsylvania and how the Jehovah's Witnesses are trying to be just like the Catholic Church. But they're not. And they have 3 elders that form this body. They're bullies. They form bodies to pull information out. Lots of times these little victims, these little kids that are abused, it gets shuffled under the carpet. If it involves another elder, they shuffle. All the elder has to say is, no, I didn't do it. And then there's no witnesses. It gets shuffled under the carpet. You see, this is what goes on. This is why all the fighting in Pennsylvania. This is why everyone's on this side of the fence is standing up, and we're all talking about this, and we all have to keep talking about it. So, folks, this is not done. This is just an update. But until next time, keep living your life with love. Bye for now.